Hey, family. Thank you for tuning in once again at Our Lady Queen of Angels 1. Welcome. We have an awesome program for you tonight, and I want to just say all is well in my world, and so it is. We're going to open up with prayer at Our Lady Queen of Angels 1. My name is Tyra Love, and I am your angelic, spiritual love, life, and happiness coach. And I am so happy to bring this awesome message tonight. Love and accept yourself. Love and accept yourself. Father God, I thank you for this awesome time that you have allowed for me to be a part of this awesome ministry, this awesome way of giving back what you so freely has given to me and to the other saints in your life, my life, their life, in your vision of who we are through you. I thank you for the spiritual part of me that I can do all things through you that has given me the gift to do these things. I want to pray for all of the people that are out there looking and listening to me carrying your duty that you have given me the privilege to do. That this is not me, Lord. This is all you in me that is allowing for these words to come out of my mouth to minister to all these wonderful children of God, all of your children that you have created. What is the Christ? Christ is the perfect idea of yourself, God, within all of us. I thank you for that. Thank you for this opportunity once again to come together to these wonderful saints of yours. And thank you for giving me the power to do this. In your precious name, so it is and so it shall be. Thank my angels for being by my side, for showing me everything through you, and that the angels are always with us. In your precious name, Lord, so it is and so it shall be. Amen and Ashe. Whew. Take a deep breath, y'all. Let it out. Give yourself a great big hug. I love you. I love you. I love you. Tell yourself that you love you, because if you don't love you first, nobody else would love you the way you love yourself. And not only that, if you love you, you're loving God. And that's important to do. All right, saints, let's get into it. Accepting and loving yourself. That is powerful. And Spirit gave that to me. Accept and love yourself, because it's so many times that we get off of not knowing who we are spiritually. And when you're doing that, you're not knowing who to love. You're looking for love in all the wrong places. And the love starts with you. Now, I want to bring to your attention knowing yourself, putting yourself first. Okay? Because when you do that, like I said, you're loving God, because God created you and God is within you. Yes, He is. We pray so many times for things. We're praying for God to take care of this, take care of that, and do this and do that, when God has given us the power to do it ourselves. Yes, I said that. Given us the power to do things ourselves. That's loving and accepting yourself. It is important, imperative that you do that. Excuse me, you guys. I want to make sure that my phone is not interrupted with anybody calling and saying whatever they need to say. They don't need to say it right now. Okay, there we go. All right. So, you got to get into the spirit of knowing who you are spiritually. Now, this takes some time because we have been trained to believe in one way, and that is God does everything for us. Now, some of us have, got the memo to know that that's not always the case, that God does everything for us, because, let me explain. When I say that, it's because God has given us the will to do some things ourselves in our minds. The conscious mind has to be able to believe, accept, and receive the messages that the Spirit is giving. When you pray, you're asking for something. That's fine. Ask and you shall receive. Ask, believe, and receive. Those are the three steps that you really have to understand. That's what life is all about. But when you're praying and asking and believing, which is important, do you really believe? Okay. I asked for, okay, this is just an example. I asked for a brand new car. Okay. I'm asking God to make it possible for me to have enough money or whatever I need to get this new car. Okay. So that's it. I'm believing in that. Now, if I go on to say the next day, God, I want that new car. I'm praying again for that new car. That's doubt. That's doubt. Because now you're saying, okay, I don't know if I'm going to get it. For whatever reason you're thinking you're not going to get it, you need to pray again. You need to keep on praying for it, because you don't think you're going to get it. When you do that, now you're interrupting the flow, because everything that you ask for is already there for you. It's already there. Okay? All you have to do is believe and leave it alone. But you continuously pray for the same thing. Say somebody is sick. Loved one that you have is sick, and you're asking you to pray and everybody else around you to pray for that person. Okay? So they're going into prayer every day for this. You don't need that every day. You're putting doubt in because you're not thinking that God is hearing you, or you think you need a whole multitude of people. Of course, Bible says when two or more gather together, so it is. So I'm not saying that's wrong. You do that, but only that time, because it's already done. But if you're going to keep on putting doubt in there, having to pray for the same thing over and over and over and over again, that's putting doubt. And God says, okay, well, you gave it to me, now you're taking it back. So I'm giving you the wish you wish. Okay, so you want to keep on worrying about that, then you go ahead. That seems to be where you want to be. So God is going to allow that. Let me tell you something about God. And if you're really in touch spiritually, you'll know this. God never says no. Never, never, never says no. You have whatever your desire is, by your way of thinking, by your conscious mind believing. Now, you notice if you believe in something, it always appears. It always appears. I hear a lot of saints talk about, yeah, I just knew that that was going to happen to that boy because he's always acting up. So I knew he was going to go to jail. I just knew it because he always acts up. He's always getting in trouble. I felt it in me that he was going to jail. So if you're feeling the vibration of stuff, that's what happens. That's the thing that goes through you that always gets in there because you felt it. Feeling is the secret. What you feel, what your emotions are, is the secret. It never fails you. Never. So every time you're thinking of something or going that route, it is there for you because that's what you're putting out. Don't forget the Bible says, so a man thinketh, so it is. You are the thinker that thinks the thought that creates the thing. We are creators. So everything that you're creating comes to. You have to be careful of how you think and feel and speak, because that is what comes to you. That's what accepting and loving yourself is all about. Do you accept who you are spiritually? And it could go with, do you accept who you are humanly? Because so many of us are so upset and mad of who we are and why does this happen to me and all that good stuff. And it's because you're accepting the dysfunctional part of you instead of the spiritual part that knows that everything that you have, everything that you desire, everything that you want is in you to be a part of who you really are. You've got the power. Christ is within you. God is within you. What is the Christ? God's perfect idea of himself within you. Woo! Did you hear that? I know this is going to take some time, but did you get that? God's perfect idea of himself within you. Yes, your spirit is God. I ain't talking about the human part. I'm talking about the spiritual part of you. Get with the spiritual part of you. Don't just hang on to the human part. It's just a body of flesh. You are really spirit. That's the part of you need to accept and love. Who are you? Who are you? What are you? Could you really pinpoint these things within yourself? Who are you? What must you do to be saved? Accept who you are spiritually. Accept it, be it, come out with it, do what you have to do as far as knowing who you are. It's love. It's God. It's us. It's us within us. We are powerful. Have you ever thought about something that you desire and know within your heart, it's coming. Just like when you order something off of HSN. Now, I'm an HSN fan, so that's why I bring that up. HSN. Okay. You order something off of HSN, and you know it's coming. You don't continue to call them and say, okay, is it coming today? Okay, is it coming again? Okay, is it coming? You know it's coming. That's what it's all about, even in prayer. One time. One time. That's all it takes is one time. Meditation and prayer. That's all it takes is one time. And watch it come in. Watch what it does when you know what you know. Watch how that opens up for you when you know what you know. That is heavy. That's the real deal. That's the real deal. To love and accept yourself, to know who you are, to bring forth every desire that you want. Now I'm gonna touch on some financial stuff. Money. Money. What do you really think about money? What do you really think about money? Fleshly desires say a lot of stuff. Now I hear people say, oh, money is it's not good to have a lot of money. Okay, money is the root of all evil. And I must admit, some of you guys have calmed down off of that because you know that ain't true. Okay, so just changing your mindset about money. Okay, I hear a lot of, I just want enough money to pay my bills. Okay, I don't want to be in on the credit line. I want good credit, and I just want enough to pay my bills. So when you get enough to pay your bills, you're still not happy because that's all it is. It's enough to pay your bills. You have no extra. Okay? No extra because you just requested enough to pay your bills. Now, God doesn't, I told you, He don't say no. Whatever you ask, you receive. Okay? So, when that dawned on you, you say, wow, okay, yeah, I only asked for enough. Now I want a little bit more, but I don't want much because money is evil. Now, why would you want anything evil, whether it's money or whatever? If money is evil, you shouldn't want none of it. Oh, but I gotta have some because society, you gotta have money. Yeah, but you're the one saying it's evil. That's not true. Money is not evil, and you know that. Okay, so then we turned it around that money's not evil. It's the people that's handling the money. They're evil. Who they evil to? Whatever they do with their money, that's on them. Ain't got nothing to do with you. Okay? Ain't got nothing to do with you. What are you doing with the money? Money is energy. It's all it is. If you notice now, money isn't even on paper too much. Now it's on the card, you know. So money ain't even on too much paper. Your check goes directly into the bank. They gave you a check cashing card or you got a credit card. It ain't even paper anymore. And soon it won't be any paper at all. Because they got this new thing called Bitcoin and all of that. That is, transitional money. It's not even any kind of paper money. Everything is in the computer or whatever. So that's not even an issue with evil stuff. Okay, because money ain't even that anymore. It has gone out of that. So money is what you make it. It is an energy. It is whatever you desire with it. You can create more money by doing things that you need to do, your business, your work, whatever. You're creating that. So what do you want to do with money? That's another thing. What do you want to do? Whatever your desire is about money is what you're putting into your world and affairs. Please stop saying I don't have it. Please stop saying I'm broke. Please stop putting things that don't need to be lowered in the fact of money. Don't say those things. Those are negative things, and believe it when you say it, you're bringing forth that. If you notice when you say, I don't have any, something serious happens. Car breakdown, you need to get a new transmission, or a new something that doesn't cost $50. You need something that costs from $200 to $500 to $1,000 because you don't have money. Even if nothing happens with the car, something in the house breaks down. Need a new roof, need a new kitchen, whatever, the appliances is acting up, the rugs is acting, something in the house needs attention, and it's not just $50. It's hundreds of dollars. Because what you got now has to get out of there because you claim you don't have. And please don't say you're broke. Okay, now that's another thing. You'll notice some things beginning to be broken in the household, in the cars, in the relationship, into something. Something is beginning to be broken. Okay? Might have to go to the hospital. There go that bill. So watch what you're saying, because what you speak, what you think about, and what you speak is your reality. It comes true for you. You have to really be careful of what you're saying. It's true. It is. So if you really start monitoring what you're saying to yourself or what you're saying to others, watch how that comes out to you. Accepting and loving yourself has a lot to do with it. You got to accept what you're saying, what you're doing with your life. It's time to make that change in the old behavior. And remember, things of old is old. What you did yesterday is gone. Yesterday is no more. It's today, now, that counts. What you do now, what you say now, what you set up in your life for now. That's what's important. I wake up every morning, go into meditation and prayer, and I create my day. I create my day. In the meditation, I'm sending love to wherever I go. If I got to go to the doctor's office, I'm sending love there. And what I mean by sending love, I'm praying that all is well when I get there. All is well. Everything will be okay. Everything is okay. if you're working on a job, which I work at home, so when I get ready to do my work, I send love to my computer. I'm sending love all out to you guys that are listening and seeing my face. Yay! And just everything that you're supposed to send love, and it all works out. It all works out. The computer doesn't have a glitch. You are listening and receiving the word. All of that. I love my job. I love it. Love is all you need. Love is all that. It's everything. That's why you have to love yourself and love those that are around you and love you guys that are out there. Love is everything. That's why in the Bible it says the greatest of these is love. It is. If you're sending love out to your job, to your doctor's appointment, to the stores, you're sending love out there to the stores that you know that it's going to be okay when you go there. And that everything you need you're going to find with ease and everything is fine. There's no people hassling you and talking crazy to you and making you feel uncomfortable, and the cashier, she's acting up and everything like that. It's not like that. Every time I go, it's so much pleasure. No waiting lines. Sometimes you got them. I ain't going to say every time I go, which I did, but no. Every time I go, it's nice. It's not a hassle. Sometimes I do have to wait a while online. But most of the time I go, no. It's pretty good. Because I sent love so that everything could just coincide with what I need. I do crafting. So when I go to Michael's for something, I'm finding what I need. And guess what? Awesome discounts. Because I sent love. I get a discount on a lot of stuff. Because I'm a senior too, so that helps. But other stuff is up there too. And you get the good feeling from that. Feelings is everything, y'all. When I feel good, I bring that goodness out to everything and everybody. It works if you work it. Because you're dealing with spiritual. You're not dealing with the human part of you. You're dealing with spiritual part of you. You're sending love out. You're making sure that everything that you do and everything that you feel is wonderful. It's being of service. When you go out there and smile because you're happy. And people recognize that, y'all. They recognize that you're happy. They recognize the smile. And they're saying, wow, you just brought in a glow here. I love it. I'm like, oh, thank you. Yeah, you did too. You're looking wonderful. And they do. They look good. You don't see anybody just going, oh, Lord, why they got that on? And believe you me, I go out like that all the time. I'm at the store, up the street. I'm going out with my pajamas and everything. But I see a lot of people in their pajamas. It's cool. It's cool. It just depends on what kind of pajamas you got. Now, I ain't got nothing see-through that you see. No, we're talking about some really nice closed-in pajamas. But anyway, the pajama industry is awesome. You can't even tell if they're pajamas or not. It's really nice. I like that. But anyway, you have to send out that loving feeling, that love that you're ready to deal with. You got to send that. You got to be a part of it. You got to show forth that you have a different agenda than everybody else. You got to really have it together that everything is good, because it is. It's what you create. So when I get up in the morning, that's what I do. I create the day. And then when I come home and the day is done, eat, take a bath, shower, whatever, because that's the way I wash that day away. It's no more to be said about that day. That day is gone. That day is gone. And I say my prayer, I end it, and then I do my work. Or I don't do anything else after that, because like I said, the day is gone. When I take a shower or a bath, that's it. I'm ready for bed. That's it. No phone calls, no talking about anything else about that day. Now we could talk about my plans for tomorrow, but that's it. That is it. It's awesome. It's wonderful. It works for me. And then the next day it started all over. Because that day you have never lived before. I never lived today any other time than today. Never. So every day is the first day of the rest of your life. Every day. I didn't understand that concept way back in the day when I first heard that. Oh, this day is the first day of the rest of your life. No, it ain't. I've been here. But it is. It's the first day of the rest of my life. That is cute. That is cute. Because it is. So you have to think on that and go with it. And create from that. And be ready from that. It's heavy. It's heavy. Lovets, I had thought about the things in life that I go through. We have some situations that we go through that we could say that it's rough, it's hard. What is this that I'm going through? Why I can't get out of it? Or, why did this happen to me? We have to learn things. Everything that happens, it happens for a reason. And it's a learning process for us. It's not for us to get mad. If somebody wronged you and hurt you, it's not for you to get mad at them. It's for you to see, why are you so devastatedly hurt about it? And if it is a situation where you can see, well, what was I supposed to get out of that? That's the way I look at things now. When somebody wrongs me, instead of getting angry, which I mean, sometimes you do. I had a situation where a cousin, very dear to my heart, said something about my grandson, and actually said something real bad to me, okay, about my grandson. And it hurt me to my heart because I really did like the cousin until then. And it's just something about family that I take a good heart in, and they said something stupid, and I was really shocked first that this person would say something like that. And so it didn't coincide. So I thought about it. I said, well, what was I supposed to get out of that? And it was to understand that everybody is different, and everything that they're going through is different. What he probably thought about my grandson was what he thought about. With the conversation and the reasoning that he gave, I still thought was very stupid. But to him, I guess he thought he was, it was a valid whatever. It was stupid to me, okay? But I had to realize that that's the way they think, you know? That's the way they think. No harm done, because it wasn't physical. It was verbal and emotional, excuse me, and emotional to me at first. But, it was what it is, because you're dealing with somebody else. And it just showed me that I still had some anger issues for other people that are saying stupid stuff, and I needed to release that. So I did. I released it and say, okay, I'll never talk to this person again. And that wasn't right either. Okay. So I gave it some time before I did speak to that person. And when I did speak, they said something even more stupid. So I said, okay, I see now. Stupid is what stupid does. So I'm not going to hover over it. I'm going to, treat it like a fine tooth comb and just deal with not hearing any more stupid stuff. So, but everything is for you to really look into it and grow from it. I could have cussed them out and been, I ain't gonna talk to this person no more, bunk them, But I said, no, they didn't make any sense to me, so that's the way it is. You never know what you're supposed to learn out of your growth spiritually. You're going to go through some stuff with some people, and you got to learn how to grow with it as an adult, as a spiritual being. You don't go into it battling. You don't go into it trying to make your point across and this one's point across, because whatever they're thinking, that's the way they think. Whatever I'm thinking, that's the way I think. And it's cool. It's all good. It's all good. So just leave the craziness alone and keep on going. That's all we have to do to stay happy, to stay in the place where I'm okay. I'm loving and accepting me. Okay? That's the first thing we need to do, is accept yourself. Don't keep putting you in the back burner. We as women, we do that. We figure, I'm a wife, I'm a mother. I got to do all of this first to them. I'm a spiritual life coach. I got to treat my clients this kind of way and that kind of way. And it's true, you got to show love to everybody, but I got to love myself first. I can't do the love for you if I'm not loving me. I can't do the help. I can't be of service to my clients, to my husband, to my children, to my mother. I can't do that if I'm not loving me. And when I take time out for myself, you gotta understand that. If you don't, I told my family, you gotta understand when I gotta go and take time for me. It's okay. You could deal with a few hours of releasing me. I've got things to do for me. And they understand that now. They understand it. They know it. They're good to go with it. And so am I. And so am I. We talk and we let people know where we're coming from, especially if you're in the business of service. And all of us is in a business of service. Yes, you're God's children. You are here to serve. We have to co-create with each other. We have to love one another. That's what the Bible says, to love one another. You got to do that. It's important to do that. It's a must to love one another and to love yourself. And love is all there is. Happiness is all there is. Guidance is all there is. God is all there is. It's only one God. One God. And He is in all of us. He, she, whatever you want Him to be. That's right. Whatever you want Him to be. I believe, and this is me now, I believe that we have a female God. It's all one, but I believe that. And I believe we have a male God. Because to really create us and know the female's part and know the male's part, gotta be. Sorry, y'all, but that's what I'm thinking. And I pray that when I meet that female God, I'm like, Mother God, hello. This is the situation. How do I do this? More importantly, also, is your angels. Now, I hear a lot of people believe in the angels. The angels came and talked to those back in the biblical times. But they are not straightforward with the angels now in this day and time. Well, let me tell you something. They're real. They are real, and they are here to serve us, to help us. They are messengers from God. And I met mine, okay? You can meet yours too. You can have a conversation with your angel. I met my angels years ago, 20-something years ago. No, longer than that. Excuse me, longer than that. Either 38 or 40 years ago. Excuse me. I was in a terrible car accident where I had actually died. Okay, and I know my story is on this website. But I had actually had my first out-of-body experience. Now, let me tell y'all something. We are spirits. And I know people talk about the phenomenon of a lot of spiritual things, and Christians and spiritual people that call themselves being spiritual really don't believe in a lot of this stuff. But I'm here to tell you it's true. Okay? If somebody tells you they have seen their angels or seen God or got out of their bodies and all, believe that. Because I'm going to tell you why. When I had that car accident, I actually seen them cutting off the top of the car to get me out of the car, to get the flesh part of me out of the car. When they did that, okay, I was up there with two angels, both of them on left and right. I was in the middle. Okay? They were actually there for me. Okay? My body, my spirit came out of the body and joined with the angels. And they told me, Tyra, it's not your time. You have work to do. And I'm like, okay, you have work to do. And that was it. That was it. Next thing I knew, I was back in my body, and I woke up in the hospital. I never forgot that. Never, never. It wasn't meant for me to forget. But even after that, I still went out, got high, enjoyed the rest of the wildlife and everything like that, not even thinking about what they told me. Never thinking about it. I did tell some people that the angels was up there talking to me and everything like that and this and that. You know what people told me? I was delusional. I was drunk. This didn't really happen. And I started to think about, well, maybe not. Maybe I was just thinking about, I'm reading stuff. Maybe that's what happened. I love Egyptian magical stuff. So maybe I just, created all of that. Who knows? But it was real. It was real. Years, 40-something years later, when I got into really spiritually learning who I am, had another visit from the angel and said, you need to study us more. This is part of your work. I was like, wow, okay. I could hear you now. I could hear you now. And I wasn't even going to do it because when I first got into this spiritual walk of life here, there was a few people that I knew that did angel work. And I'm like, okay, we'll leave it up to them. But see, when you know what you know, when the angels visit you and they're telling you to do something, because God wanted you to get that message, then you have to do it. You know that. You read the Bible. When the angel said this and that to David and all of them, that was telling them that they were going to have a baby and all of that, and this is what you needed to do. And they did it. They did it, and the blessings just came to them right after that. And that's where I'm at. Blessings just continuously come because I'm being obedient to God's law, the law of God. And there is God's law, and not just the 10 Commandments, okay? It's not just that. There's a lot more to it than you think. But, loveds, I'm telling you, I can help you get a contact with your angel. Your guardian angel is with you, have been with you from the time you were born to the time you leave this earth. They are there to help you, guide you, protect you. I remember when I was out in the world, my mother would say, every time I went out, she said, I prayed that the angels would protect you. And they did. They did. And that's the way it is. They protect us. They are the messengers. That voice that you hear, y'all call it consciousness. Yeah, and that's important. That's the voice of God directing you. You hear it when other people are talking to you and telling you things. But when you hear it, you'll know, because spirit will let you know. Just like when Elizabeth was talking to Mary and she was pregnant with with John the Baptist and Mary was pregnant with Jesus. And as soon as they got together, Jesus or somebody did a flip inside and they knew that the spirit was right because the two boys knew that they would be meeting and blessing each other later on. So that same feeling of that kick, that turnover, in your spirit is when you know that whoever's talking to you and giving you advice is right. You'll know it because spirit is there to tell you. I hear that. That's right. Go now, good and faithful servant. It is awesome when you are dealing spiritually, honey. Woo! It's great. And that's what Our Lady Queen of Angels 1 is all about. Teaching you how to grow spiritually. We have the tools. And if you need me as your personal coach, contact me. Give me a call, shoot me out an email, whatever you need. Because it's work to be done within you so that you can hear and be a part of the spirits. Spirit being and spirit doing is real. It is real. And let me tell you something. It's time for us to come together. Stop judging. Stop putting off the little stuff. Don't judge. Help. Create. Be a part of the knowledge that you need to be with people. We have a lot of young folks that are trying to find their identity. I'm talking about the gay people. They're coming to church. And the first thing that the church want to do is slam their hands on them and get that demon out. No. No. You don't do that. No. They need spiritual guidance like everybody else. We need to stop treating them like they're a disease. They're not. They're loving people. And I got to tell you, I'm saying that because I have a grandson that's gay. And God spoke to him years and years ago. Let me tell you a quick thing before I go. This boy was 5 years old. 5 years old. And me and him was sitting on the bed watching TV. And he turned around and looked at me so seriously. He looked at me and he said, I am the daughter that you aborted. Honey, I looked around. I said, what'd you say? He said, I'm the daughter that you aborted. 5 years old, can hardly speak. 5 years old. Now tell me that ain't God. Tell me that ain't God. I dare you to tell me that ain't God. Nobody knew that I had an abortion but me and my mother. Nobody. Never told anybody. Till now. When I tell this story, this is when I say it. But at the time, nobody knew. That boy at 5 years old told me he was my daughter that I aborted. Spirits come back. I don't care what y'all think. You don't want to believe in reincarnation. You don't want to believe that spirits just continuously come. I'm telling you, God's got it. Now, I'm not saying that that is the reason why he's gay. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he was a woman in his last life. Maybe I was a man in my last life and I came back. I do believe we've been here because we're spirits. We don't die. The flesh dies, but we don't die. Now, you can think what you want to think. I'm just saying, if you really listen to your spirit, listen up, y'all, because spirit talks. It ain't got nothing to hide. It'll let you know if you have lived in the 18th century, in the 17th century, in the 16th, I know, it will let you know. Have you ever had a deja vu moment? That's something you thought you've been there before? I have this fetish over Egyptian stuff. Everything that I love is Egyptian. I had to study it. The language, the art, I love it. Everything is Egyptian that I love. Where'd that come from? And sometimes with that DNA thing that they got going on now, where they find out that you were Italian, you were African, you were Hispanic, you were Irish, all that crap inside you. Of course, we put it like, okay, but this is what I heard years ago, that we have been slaves and the slave master was, screwing everybody and everything like that. So, of course, we got some of all of that in us and stuff like that. But what if, even though that could be true too, but what if it was that we were Irish back in 1818? What if we were German in 1720? What if we were African? Of course, we claim that anyway. But what if we were Hispanic somewhere, you know? What if in all those years of coming up, of way back, what if, you guys, don't throw away what you think not? Because even there's a piece in the Bible that, what's his name? I don't know if it was John the Baptist, but somebody came back and said, you acting like Jesus, or are you Jesus, or whatever, because you seem to be here, here before and everything like that. And he says, I am what you think I am, or something like that. So it's not really saying reincarnation is not true. I don't know where that came from, that it's not true. I don't know where that came from. But I'm going to tell you something. Like I said, my grandson was 5. Okay? There's a lot of evidence that we have been here before. We're spirits. We don't die. The spirit doesn't. Your fleshes go, but the spirit lives on. You know that. You know that. And the spirit is just not hanging out in heaven and waiting in heaven. Okay? And God gonna create another you and another you and another. Come on now. Really listen to what your spirit is saying. That's all I'm saying. Listen. And when you do, the knowledge that you have will come up to you. That's it. Well, lovers, like I said, I am gone, gone, gone. And I love you guys so much. I really do. Please continue to come on Our Lady Queen of Angels 1. And please be a blessing. Be a blessing. I have donations, I have tithe, offering, and vows. One of these days, I'm going to teach you guys about the vow. That is awesome. You can look it up on my site. Excuse me. But it is something that if you really desire something and you want it to manifest, the vow is really awesome. Awesome way of you changing and being a part of a life that you really want to live. It is something that got to be a part of you, and it's just awesome. So just get with that as well. But look on being a blessing, because if you really enjoy what Our Lady Queen of Angels 1 is doing and how you're learning some serious, beautiful stuff, this is what it's all about. We have a metaphysical Bible dictionary that we will be doing Bible study off of so that you'll be able to gain the confidence and love that you need to know. Because everything here is about you and your spiritual walk and who you are. We're teaching you who you are in spirit. All right? Thank you again for joining in on Our Lady Queen of Angels 1. Learn about your angels, learn who you are, and this is accepting yourself with love. Thank you guys. Have a blessed one. Peace and blessing.